What is going on, everybody? This is Jay here from Maji and Jay. Today, just like the title says, I'll be showing you guys how to install a Tesla looking radio on any modern vehicle from 2009 and up. Now, this is based on US market. Right now I'm using here as an example the Dodge Ram 1500 2017 model that I purchased about a month ago. And I introduced this truck to you guys when I did the Ulefone T1 video on the camera sample. I showed you guys that I had just purchased this truck and I had done a lot of modifications to it. Some of them are basic stuff, like I installed the bed cover, I got the Flowmaster exhaust on it now, and I also got the tints, and now I got the radio. So I'm truly happy with this particular radio, guys, because of the fact that, well, first of all, the one that I had here before, it didn't have a touchscreen, and it had the Uconnect 2.0, which only had the ability to connect to Bluetooth. And also I had the AC controls here on the bottom side of the radio, and this one has replaced all of that with this massive screen of 10.4 inches, and it has a resolution of 1068 by, I think it's 964 if I'm not mistaken. It comes with 2 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes of internal memory. It has the Android 6.0. It comes with Bluetooth and many other great features. You can even set up the steering wheel controls. You can set them up with this radio, so you won't lose any of those factory features. So to get started here with this Dodge Ram 1500 2017 model, you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. You're also going to need a 7mm socket here so you can remove the old radio. And finally, a T20 bit so you can remove the 2 top screws here on the bezel. So I also purchased this pry opening tools here for the bezel, but I didn't have to use it because I was able to remove it with just my hand force. But in your case, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you have never taken a car apart. Use the proper tools and you should be okay without damaging any components on your vehicle. So the first thing you do is remove a little mat that comes here on the top side. It's like a little rubber piece, and you can take it off with your hands or the tools that I just showed you guys. And then after that, you will see 2 head screws. Like I said, they are T20 size, so you remove those, and after taking that off, then you are ready to go ahead and pull the bezel out from the top towards you, and the whole thing is just going to come off. And then after that, you're going to have 4 yes, you're going to have 4 connections on the bottom side where the AC controls are, and one of them is for your shifter knob here. You're gonna have 1 for the intermittent lights and 2 more, I believe. One is for the traction control and also tow haul button here on the bottom side. So you're gonna have about 4 connections. Just make sure that you take them all apart, and then after that, you will see the radio itself is gonna have 4 bolts, and they are 7mm. That's where the socket comes into play. You remove all those 4 screws, and after doing so, the radio will come right off. And then you're gonna have, I believe, 3 connections on there. You're gonna have the main connection for the radio, and also includes the speakers, connectivity, and all that good stuff. Then you're gonna have the antenna, the basic antenna connections, and also the XM radio antenna. So you need to take all those out, and the radio is going to come completely off your vehicles. So then after you have everything taken apart, you're going to go ahead and bring the bezel inside of the house, or you can do it inside of the vehicle. But in my personal experience, I found it to be a lot more comfortable inside of the house. So you had to remove the trim that comes from factory with the AC buttons here. Then you're going to have the opening for the radio, but you had to bring it inside because you had to take all that apart. And there are about, I can say, maybe 10 or 12 Phillips screws on the back side, and that's where this Phillips screwdriver comes into play. You have to remove all those screws, and then the whole bezel is going to come right off from the main bezel, the one that has all the AC vents, and that's when you're going to install the new screen radio. And you're going to put it exactly the same way that you took off the old one. You put in back all the Phillips screws, and that's pretty much all you have to do. Then after that, you come back here to your vehicle and connect everything like you would with the factory radio, because again, this is a plug and play, so everything is going to match perfectly well. And after doing so, guys, everything works absolutely great. As you can tell, I have the radio currently on. I'm running on battery right now, so I don't want to take too long in this video, otherwise I'll be running out of battery. But yes, on the bottom side here, now you have all the AC controls, and also on the upper side here, you can see it gives you a very nice UI experience. We have the calendar, we have the time, of course, with a very cool picture here of the Dodge Ram 1500. Now, I really wish that I could change this to the actual color that I have. Right now I have like the silver color, dark silver. It's like a metallic looking. So I really wish that I could change it to that. And then on the top side here, you will notice how we have all the applications that come available from factory on this radio. So the first one we got here is the navigation. It comes with iGo navigation, and to be honest with you guys, it is not set up here for the US market, so it's not going to have all the states, the 50 states that we have of course in this country, so it is not going to be supported. And for that reason, I decided to download Google Maps, in which it does work quite well. Here we have it. You can see Google Maps, and I think I have here something on the background running, I'm not sure. And yes, there we go. You can see I have set it up already. And by the way, the GPS antenna is going to go up here underneath the dashboard. I forgot to mention that as well. And you will connect it on the back side of the radio. And also I forgot that the Wi-Fi antenna comes apart from the radio, so you need to set that as well. It is all, guys, very basic when it comes to the installation. You're gonna make common sense of it. I mean, you might think it's very difficult like I did, and to be honest with you, they're not they don't have a lot of tutorials out there on how to install it. But going back here to the main subject again, here is the GPS, and everything works absolutely great. I'm not having any problems whatsoever, so that's kind of cool. The next option we have after that is the radio, of course. This is for the FM, okay? And then here it's giving me, let me go ahead and decrease the volume. I do apologize for that. That's my favorite Spanish radio station. But anyways, here we have the radio UI, and it works absolutely great. Now keep in mind that you will lose the XM radio capabilities. You're not going to have that on this radio here, unfortunately. Maybe in the future, the Chinese will be able to implement that, but as of right now, you won't have it with this particular stereo. So I really don't care, because honestly, guys, I'm not a fan of XM radio. I know, it's a premium sound quality and whatnot, but I just really don't use it. So here we have the FM radio, AM, and you can set up many stations on here. You got right now 5, but it comes with FM1, FM2, FM3, so you can set up to 15 stations. And yes, they're all going to be saved on here on the bottom side. We have system, okay, and these are certain things that we can enable, disable, like the rear view camera and stuff. Now this truck didn't come with a rear view camera, but I plan to buy it from Amazon. They have the one that goes on the back door over there, and it has the camera located on the handle, so that's kind of cool. It looks factory, so that's what I want to accomplish here. The next one we have here is the steering wheel controls, okay, and basically all you have to do is hold, for example, here the phone dialer, then on your steering wheel you will hold and press it until it turns green. And if it doesn't work, then you can try this other option where it says low Z, and it will work, and you can program pretty much anything on here, including the navigation, the power on and off, the skipping buttons here, the mode, the mute, the answering declining phone call, and the volume rocker up and down. So you can set up pretty much anything. Now next here we have system version. This is basically all the software information. Now in case you guys have an update, you can always insert it via TF card and then select MCU upgrade, and it'll read it for you, and it will update the entire system. So far I haven't seen any updates. So here in the bottom side you can see the RAM, once again 2 gigabytes, and the internal memory is 32. Then our next feature here is going to be music. And this is where you can either play the files that you have inside of the radio, or you can simply use it with Bluetooth. So that's very cool. We have here console, and honestly guys, I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it has to do with certain vehicle information features. Like right now here we have the RPM and the mileage, and by the way, this works absolutely great. I'll be showing you that in just a second. But other than that, I really don't know the entire purpose of this right here, so I really can't tell you guys. I do apologize for that. Next we got here Bluetooth, and this is where you will complete all the phone calls using your phone, and also turn on the Bluetooth music as I said before, and that's pretty much it. That's kind of standard. You have here videos, in case you have any videos inside of the system like we do right now here. It came with this I guess sample video here, which is really cool, and you guys can see that it looks quite nice. You can also, I believe, increase it to almost full screen, I think, or you can move it up or towards the bottom side. So you guys can see that the quality of the video is definitely great. I mean, there's so much that you can do with this thing, guys, that it's just absolutely amazing. I mean, I really have no words. You have to see it in person. You have to use it in order to see all the features that this thing offers. And I think the price is really not that bad. I mean, you can buy an aftermarket radio and it's going to cost you $400, $500, but now this one for $620, well, I got a discount on it, but normally $734. You can always ask for a discount. They might be able to negotiate with you, but I think the price is really, you know, good for what it does. By the way, I haven't talked about all the wires that come with the radio. The first one we got is for the antenna. It has an adapter so that it connects with your Chrysler adapter for the antenna. Then you have the main connection that has the bus control that needs to be connected to the harness, and one side goes connected directly to the radio and the other side will go to the main connection of the vehicle. Next you got your GPS antenna as well. Okay, that needs to be connected, and again you had to place it here on the top side of the dashboard. After that, I think, let me see what other connection I'm missing. You have the Wi-Fi antenna connection, as I mentioned before, and you have certain others, guys, but again, they are basically common sense. And then after that, you would just place it all on here and connect pretty much everything. Or you have one for the USB connections that are located inside of the middle console. Then that way you can plug in your phone and charge it or use it as a USB device. So that's pretty much it. Then on top here, you guys can see that we don't have, actually we do have a few more options. We have Explorer. This is for your browser. We have Phone Link, and this is in case you want to use AirPlay or Miracast. You can do so directly from here, so that's kind of cool. Next we got settings, and on here you can choose more settings, and it will take you to the standard Android settings, as you guys can tell. Next we got here app list, and on here you will see the apps that we have downloaded. I have downloaded Play Music, as I do use it quite often. Of course I'm going to download YouTube and other apps, so we do have the memory, sufficient memory to do so. Then we have here File Manager, Picture, aux, TV, and DVD. And after that, let's go here into DVR mode. Now this is only if you guys have the camera on the back side. I don't have the camera, unfortunately, as of right now, so I won't have the DVR features. We got File Manager and also Cam on here, but again, I don't have the camera, so I really can't show you guys exactly how it works. So another thing I want to show you here from the features that this radio carries is that, well, when you open the door, it tells you exactly what door is open. In this case, it knows I'm opening the driver's side door, which is really, really cool. I can close it up and you can see it disappears. The RPM works. Let me just go ahead and start the truck here, and there you go. You guys can see that right now I have about 1,000 RPMs. It's a cold start, and I can accelerate it, and you guys can see that it works. So right now I won't do a driving tutorial because of the fact that you know, it's gonna get a little shaky. And then here on the upper right hand side corner, we have this little rectangle. If you click on it, that'll be your task killer, and right now we don't have anything on the background. Another thing I want to show you here briefly is the AC controls. Let me go ahead and turn on the truck again. I do apologize for the vibration that you guys see when I turn on the truck. This is normal, but anyways, what you do is you click on, and it'll display this more detailed version of the AC controls. So right now I have it set up to the max, which is 63. I have the regular AC option on. I can go to max AC, just like the factory buttons had before. We also have the defroster for the windshield. Okay, let's go back here. Let me just click on it. There we go. We had to where we can circulate the air from inside of the cabin, or you can have it to where it's coming from outside. You can also change how you want your AC to be distributed. Right now I have it to where it goes directly to my face, as you guys can tell, but I can change that by just clicking on here. Now it's going to my legs. If I click on it again, it'll go to my legs only. If I click it again, it did something else. I guess it's for the passenger, and then it goes back here to my face. So now it's using the upper vents up here. I can change the speed of the AC. There you go. I have it on 2. I have it on 3 now. And now at the maximum, 4. I don't know if you guys can hear that AC blowing right now. So let's go back here into 1. We have the rear defroster right here. So that's kind of cool. So if I had to rate this radio here, guys, I would give it, I would say 9.5 out of 10. And the only reason it doesn't get a 10 out of a 10 is because the fact that, well, the screen does have the mirror look. It doesn't have that deep black that we would like to see, unfortunately, but it doesn't really bother you. You know, you will get used to it very quickly. And here in the bottom side, like I said, it is replacing the factory emergency light button. And we have the mic on here. And if I click on it, right now my emergency lights are currently on, so it does work absolutely great. I'm pretty sure that this will void your warranty, but in case you have any problems, again, this is a plug and play. You can always take it off and put back the factory radio in case you had to bring it to the dealership. That way they won't notice that you have messed up with the vehicle. At least that's what I would do if I had to bring it to the dealer. And other than that, guys, this is a really good truck. I mean, I'm speaking for the Dodge Ram here. It's very comfortable. It has tons of power. I got the 5.7 liter Hemi engine with the 8-speed transmission. It's a very good truck, and I think it definitely deserves a radio of this magnitude. I'm really happy with it. And I think that with this being said, we have completed here the little installation tutorial as well as the review of this unit. Like always, if you guys have any questions, just leave your comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys on my next one.